Hey guys, sorry we're late. We got hit with a YouTube super weapon, and well, no, actually a team super weapon. I can't see Sam on my
Hi!
end, but you can.
Woo!
So you get all the joy of seeing Sam, and I don't have to.
You are welcome. So if one of you super weaponed us because of that, yeah, this is definitely so it's just listen to an audiobook right now, an audiobook of live discourse, and I'm doing a show as normal. We'll see how that. Yeah, I got one. This is now my, as you can tell, the lower quality webcam because I'm on. Yeah, confusing issues, so I look a little worse, so I imagine bouncing is a build-up, but still pretty not great. Stuart, you're amazing as ever, so well, thanks for being the professional out of the two of us. Yeah.
Oh, no problem. It's usually the other way around. So
There you go.
yeah, guys. Today we're going to be. Well, it's your choice, as you guys know. So today we're going to be talking about super weapons. I've been reading some of the comments you guys have in the chat, and I gotta say, I'm not sure how much use I'm going to be with this one because you're saying shit that I don't know what you're talking about. So, it'll be interesting to see where these rank and what I'll have to say about them. And
Yeah.
it's fair to say, somebody wanted clarification, I think. Super weapon doesn't mean it can destroy an entire planet.
No.
It can be like, there's different kinds of super, quote unquote, super weapons.
Yeah, and so when I pitch this, the obvious ones are the obvious ones, right? It's the Death Stars, it's the whatever. But a very, very, very clever ship is also a super weapon, right? It has an ability that goes beyond. So there's a bit of wiggle room here, I would say, for this sort of thing, and I'm fine with that because up to interpretation a little bit.
Mm.
What is a super weapon? What does it mean? What does it do? I'm kind of interested in that.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what you guys come up with, and what we can talk about today. Because really, super weapon. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how many there are.
Yeah. But also, a Google can be done and how cool it sounds, right? A lot of these can be summarised. If a thing can destroy a planet, okay, there you go. But that has to fight against the other destroy planet weapons, etc. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting debate because you never, you can call it God tech. That's another way of expressing a super weapon, right? A technology in a show where it's just so a next level that it goes well and above. And I would even say something as simple as, if you remember from Stargate Atlantis, they've got the drone weapons that can go through shields. Like in a lowercase s, that's a super weapon because any single ship, if you hit the bridge, you've killed the crew in one hit. Right? That's pretty freaking super, and it's played to be super as well. It's just a micro weapon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super. Thanks for asking. That's fine.
Alright, I will start sharing. See you. I will tell you when I'm back because you can't see me.
Aha. Okay, so yeah. Hit the like button. You guys know. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any content from us. And do all the things you need to do as a YouTube viewer. There's a join button down there, a join option, so check that out, see what you can do to support the channel on a monthly basis there. Or head on over to Patreon/Trekyards if you want to support us in that way. You can also send one-time donation to PayPal at trekyards@hotmail.com if you want to do that. Lots of ways to support the channel, but super chatting in during these Viewer's Choice ones is great because you give us stuff to talk about that we might not necessarily talk about, and it does support the channel and keeps us doing what we do here. So if you want to do that and support us, we really appreciate that. So super chat in if you can, anything that comes to your mind, or just if you want to have us rank one of the weapons that you have, a fondness for, if you will, or something from a franchise that you really enjoy. Would love to hear, and I'm going to learn a lot during this live, I'm pretty sure, because like I said, reading some of the ones in the chat, I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So I don't know how much I'm going to have to say about every specific one, but to find out what they're capable of will help us rank them. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, also there are links down below to the Teespring and the TeePublic stores, so check those out and see if there's anything you want to grab, either Trekyards wise merchandise or other. They both have a fantastic selection of stuff, so click the links and it helps us out just clicking that link. So anything you can do to support the channel is greatly appreciated.
And I'm back.
And he's back.
Howdy.
Yeah. So yeah, do all the things, guys.
Yeah. So what do you think? Why I get the first couple? What if I say when I say super weapon? What do you envision in terms of the sci-fi? And this can be Trek as well, right? Like, yeah. What comes to mind?
Well, honestly, things like the Death Star is a clear one. Thalion beam from Star Trek Nemesis. Even the I forget what it's called, but from Mirror Mirror, the thing from
that
can just zap people out of existence.
Sure,
that's a super weapon.
Yeah, no, 100%. Wow, that's a great shout actually.
The Xindi weapon that destroyed Florida, was destroy Earth.
That's a micro super weapon and a big super weapon, depending on which version you're looking at.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of things like that, that something that erases organic matter completely and leaves the planet fine, or the buildings. The species 8472 bioships that can destroy an entire planet when they link together. There's lots of stuff like that. I'm thinking on a grander scale usually, but yeah, those are the ones that kind of instantly come to mind. But there are other ones that be more subtle, or whatever. So how about you? When you think super weapon?
I mean, it's got to be Death Star, right?
Yeah.
That instantly. Not most of my favourite. I hope people put in for it, but it's just Death Star comes to mind instantly, because it's such a. What can this thing do except be a weapon of a super degree, right? That's its entire purpose. Although when you break it down, it's got 500,000 people. It does a lot more than that, really. But that's its one thing. It's a penis measuring contest, and Empire's the biggest until the second one. It must have been built at the same time, because no. Yeah. But I absolutely adore. I always said drone weapon from Stargate, because it's just such an OP, which kind of OP and super kind of interchangeable. But I love the singular device from Mirror Mirror. It's a sillily powerful device. 100%. Yeah, that's a really great. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's there's different ways to wrap your brain around this one, guys. So hopefully you'll come up with some good stuff.
And it's interesting, because when I pictures, it wasn't about the most powerful, because that then has other things come into account, right? Like a super weapon for the Death Star, for example, is about the laser, not about the fact that it has 10,000 starfighters.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a bit there's a bit more specificity to it, which should be interesting. Hopefully, maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. We got a few super chats in to start, which is awesome.
Wonderful. The first one is the box.
Okay. Mark Lawrence, $20.
Thank you, Mark.
At Universal Studios Florida at the moment, so I'll just throw in the moment from Doctor Who. Any extra from this super can fund other suggestions. Take care, all. Just trying to keep cool and not get sunburned here.
Yes.
Good luck, Mark. Thank you so much.
Do not be sunburned.
So here is the box.
And the moment is, of course, Stuart, from the 50th anniversary Doctor Who sort of movie episode with the 3 Doctors. And it's, the biggest super weapon ever made by the Time Lords. First thoughts based on its appearance.
All I thought was the cube from the Hellraiser movies, the puzzle box. But yeah, it's got a very interesting, intricate look, and like I said, with every side being different, it just reminds me of the puzzle box from Hellraiser, which in and of itself is a pretty powerful device. So, how is it small? Does it fit on a table? Hold your hand?
Yep,
and board cube size.
No, it's very much like a suitcase, a small suitcase, and then it opens, reveals a crystal you push and it activates. But what's fun about it is in the spoilers for a 10-year-old special, but it's when it's so advanced, as Time Lord tech is of course very advanced, its computer that controls it became self-aware, and it chose to allow or not allow people to use it, because of course it's such WMD, and then it has to talk to the Doctor throughout the episode in some clever ways to see if either they can convince him to not use it, to use it, or at least be justified. And then they do use it, but it's part of a larger time thing. And yeah, it just, it's funny because in the episode, right, they press it and and everything goes kaboom. But I don't remember what it does. I'm reading, It just is a giant weapon. Right? But it's, yeah. I think it just destroys stuff. Very much just, pick point A, blow up, kabam. But yeah, it can destroy the entire end armada of the ultimate warrior race in one moment and has no qualm. Of course it can do that, right? It's the ultimate power device.
Power.
Yeah?
Okay. Where would you rank it then?
Right. I mean, S, because, yeah, it's a handheld, multiple star system destroying device with no apparent drawbacks. Apart from which might not let you do it. Yeah, I mean, just for technology of size, right? Like Death Star, cool. This thing is, you could carry it in one. I mean, okay, in a rucksack, but like, shit.
Yeah.
Right, that's a hell of one starting. Wow.
There you go. Thank you, Mark.
Very cool. Do love a curveball.
Yeah. Let's see. He did put in some extra money, so we'll randomly pick one or two really good ones from the chat later. But moving on, we got Olivia Juliet's $5. Enterprise D refit from All Good Things. I would make the argument not a super weapon.
I mean, super laser. Pierced a Negvar shield in one hit without any resistance. That's quite a super, right?
I guess.
I mean, the phaser lance is a super weapon, right? Not the ship, the phaser lance.
It's just a big phaser. It's nothing. I don't know. I don't think it's super powerful necessarily. I think shields could probably stop it at some point, but can it cut a moon in half? Perhaps, maybe.
It's an interesting question.
Don't know if we know the capabilities or the power output of it specifically enough to really judge it. It just seems like just an extra weapon on a ship, which doesn't feel like it's quote unquote super. But that's just me. This is one I would never have thought of for this. So
yeah, that's interesting because how far can shields protect something? And so if the most powerful shields of the time are tissue papered by it, then what would it do? Like, is that as powerful as a Xindi beam from Enterprise? I mean, possibly, right? I mean, not the second one, maybe the first one. I mean, certainly it could hit a powerful planet and cause a burn. I would assume as powerful, if not more, than the first beam, which is pretty super. Because that's just a big beam, right? There's nothing special about it except just a big beam of power.
Yeah. But I mean, all starships, even in TOS, can like annihilate square city blocks from orbit. So, and the beam doesn't seem wide enough like the Xindi one was.
This is true.
Like, put across the surface of a planet, a swath. It would just be a very kind of focused. I don't know.
That is true. So if
I would consider.
Yeah, if I'd say not a high mark.
Yeah, no, I would. In my mind, this would probably be a D. Because we're not quite sure the capabilities of it. I can't see it being anything really super special as compared to just other beefed up phaser weapons.
Stuart, I think you wanted to give an F but felt rude.
No. I never once considered F because, again, I'm not quite sure what it's capable of, and it did take out those Negvars pretty slickly, so I think D is where I stand on this one.
See, I would still say F because in this context there will be something more super at D, and there'll be a contrast between just a very powerful beam, right? Like I think on this ranking structure it will feel lower.
I still think there'll be things that'll be F.
Hey,
like people will throw in silly things.
Well, that's fair counter. I'll take that as the counter. Fair enough. Yeah, I can't.
This is still a weapon that's going to be devastating in a lot of forms.
Okay. Fair to say one that might change with contrast.
Yeah, we're going to put it D for now and see where it goes.
I like it. Good argument. Can't fault you there.
But yes, thank you, Olivia, for that one. That's one I never would have thought of. So that's why I love having you guys on board because it generates interesting discussion.
Yeah, just thinking of those powerful, clever, random. Yes.
Yeah. Now, her next one is a really good one. Olivia throws another $5 and says the Doomsday Machine. And yeah, this thing is a super weapon. It's described as so in the episode. You know, it can destroy entire planets, consume the rubble, fuel itself with it, and keep going. And yeah, apparently, originally, according to some lore, it was once bristling with external weapons, and this is like it's just been through everything, so it's down to its shell. So yeah, absolutely being able to destroy a planet, that's pretty super weapon up god mode tier. So, and being also what titanium hull or whatever that was like couldn't be pierced by phasers, it was just kind of indestructible almost. Yeah, this is absolutely a good super weapon.
And I like it put in perspective. Yeah, also I don't necessarily believe everything I say, right? We're having a debate because evidence and such. And this is quote unquote just a big beam, as is the last one, but it's a much bigger beam, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And as you'd said, it's not just the beam factor; it's the fact that it can eat up stuff, eat up planet, leave nothing in its wake. That's an impressive extra. It can recycle material and whatnot, and the defensive systems as well, or at least the hull. So it's definitely, it does more than just the beam, but it is.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I think the hull being impenetrable to most weapons, most common weapons, I think is a big deal, because the Enterprise D refit in the end, once you get through the shield, just as a ship, like you could destroy that easily with another weapon. So this definitely elevates it way above the phaser lance, is what I'm saying.
Well, I think, as I've said several times when we talk about this, it's not susceptible at the tech level of TOS. If you throw an E with quantums and their more powerful phasers, which are much, much further, I think it will feel a lot less impenetrable. It's, you know what I mean? It's relative to what they had at the time. It's like an NX would find a Sovereign's shield's impenetrable, just the difference in power level.
But yeah, but based on the fact that Kirk said it was a super weapon to kind of end a war, and it just went kind of rogue and nobody could stop it, it probably destroyed the planet that created it as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If they couldn't even stop it themselves, I don't know.
The only problem with this one is that it's slow, sluggish, and if you were a starship, you should be able to avoid it quite easily by just being not at its line of fire. Planets, it's planet-based, which is absolutely fair. Death Star's the same thing, but there's just small things. But yeah, obviously, the moment has created such a giant S-bomb of destroying multiple things in one go that this is not even remotely on the same ballpark, right? So that's now standard. So I would vote B for this, because it's on the higher end of the beam killing weapons, but it's super situational, solar systemable, and you can kill it by throwing a thing in the more, because a broken colony did it, right? So it is very defeatable. It's also just very powerful. So I would say B, because we're going to have a lot more powerful things going in.
Yeah, I think B's perfectly acceptable for this one.
Which seems daft, because this is super weapon. They're all super weapons, right? That's the slide scale of super weapon. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And there's a poll as well, Stuart, if you want to read that out. It's very difficult, so think about it carefully, guys.
What's a bigger super weapon, Death Star 1 or Death Star 2?
Well said.
Right?
All right, next. Some great ideas so far, guys. Really, really kicking stuff in.
Olivia Julius, $5, Warship Voyager. Again, not a super weapon. Here it is. I mean, it was just touted by these historians, this thing bristling with weapons again. A lot of unknown alien weaponry, which again kind of incorporates a little phaser lance of its own there. So there's a lot going on with it, but again, it's just a goddamn starship, and we're not quite sure what it's capable of again, because history got it wrong. We just assumed that this is what it looked like, and that it traveled around destroying things and wiping out the surfaces of planets probably, but that would take a long time for a starship to do from orbit, because again, your area of coverage isn't that great with something like this. So yeah, it's not really a super weapon in my opinion.
If we assume the functionality that they're all phaser lancers, at least the big ones, which I think would be fair, right? On a similar, I think that plus it has a lot of torpedoes. They said that, so it's a more powerful ship than Galaxy X, but I would still, I agree, it's still a ship to the absolute nth degree. But yeah, I mean, certainly things like, well, in other universes, but you know, if you ion cannoned it from Star Wars and got the shields down, this thing's tissue paper, right? As weak as anything else. But so, you know, Bird of Prey, same thing. You know, it's good at front attack, not got other things. But yeah, I think I would still give this a D because it's definitely puts Galaxy X to shame. But also, it being fictitious and fictional could also means an F because it's not real. I say that, of course, none of these are real. But maybe they are, maybe they're not. Who knows?
But it's not even real in universe, so...
Yeah. Yeah. So kind of surprised Mike didn't bring in lower decks.
Yeah, no kidding.
Would have been a hell of a thing to say.
Warship Cerritos would have been fun. Okay, let's see. Dan Ben is next with 2 pounds.
Oh.
Electro Proton Bomb. Star Wars, Clone Wars, Battle of Malastare.
Yeah, never heard of this. Or I probably have from the episode.
Is it this one?
No, that's the Stargate one. This is a cartoon. Basically, it's a giant
cartoon from you.
A giant EMP device, basically.
Is it this one? I don't know which one it is. So.
The missile-looking one. Yeah. So it's the weapon derived of the bomb, designated as Electro Photon Bomb Defoliator. And not a lot. Yeah, it's basically a giant EMP, and its amount of things is under impressive in the IMDb, you know, the equivalent IMDb. So a giant EMP. How super is that?
EMPs are pretty impressive. They can cover a wide area. This one, I assume, could probably. I don't know if it does it on a planetary scale. That would be devastating. But an EMP doesn't really destroy it. It destroys technology, I guess. But it would destroy the ability for an enemy to fight. It would destroy the ability for them to rebuild for quite some time. I guess that's pretty devastating in its own right. But yeah, EMPs, that's a tough one because it can be quite impactful, but at the same time, some of the EMP stuff is even more temporary than permanent. So again, I'm not quite sure of the capabilities of it. It looks like a probe or something you'd see in Star Trek, TNG almost. But the design's quite interesting, I guess. But as for a weapon, I'm not sure EMP is going to really cut it.
But that's the question. An EMP bomb disables a lot of other things. So and I like the fact that he's included this. It's a different sort of bomb, and if this is in the episode, it seems like many miles, and if ships are already like if this radius is bigger than a galaxy class, right? Then and firing it into the middle of a fleet battle or several of them, and EMP and it disables the shields of vehicles, you can wipe out a fleet. Sort of like the Prodigy thing, right, where it takes them over and starts firing. Like, how does a disabling super weapon potentially feel?
It'd be super impactful because you wouldn't have life support, you wouldn't have power, you wouldn't have special gravity, you wouldn't have anything. You wouldn't have escape pods, you wouldn't have shuttles to get off the ship.
I like the gravity example. Yeah.
So you could disable the fleet and kill everybody on those ships in a couple of minutes, probably, because no life support. But so yeah, that's pretty impressive. But again, how many ships can it handle? Like, what's the distance? What's the range? What's the longevity of it? And it's an EMP bomb, so does that imply that it disables everything, gets in close to the fleet, and then blows up?
Yeah, it's a bomb.
Destroys the ships as well.
Oh no, it destroys itself, but then it's a one-use wonder. I'm kind of tempted to give it either a very high D, as little as that matters, or a C, because like you said, the fact they can kill life support is very interesting. We don't really see MPs in Trek, oddly enough. Yeah. So that is actually a really interesting sub question.
I'd actually give it a C. I'd bump it up to a C just for the ability to take out multiple ships and kill everybody aboard. So
yeah, there you go. Shit.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done. You curveballed and it got quite high. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Nice.
Olivia, $5. Tholian Web. Okay, I've got
That's a
another
tricky one. Yeah.
Another one I wouldn't really consider a super quote-unquote weapon. Again, if you take into lore of beta cannons, stuff like Starfleet battles, there's multiple different techniques they can use with these. You can even use like web globules that you can project at ships as weapons. But as we see it represented in the show, it is basically just to encase a ship. And in Ymir Darkly, it actually starts to shrink down too to destroy the ship. So it can be used as either a device for capturing a vessel, making sure it doesn't leave the area or move, and you can constrict it to the point where it destroys the ship. So yeah, it's a pretty powerful weapon, but again, I can't see the Tholians employing this on a super large scale. It is just a super weapon designed to take out a ship or two here and there. It also takes a lot of time to build the web, which I think is a very detrimental thing. Maybe if they have more ships, they can throw them together a lot quicker. But it honestly feels like a weapon that would not be used very often. You know? So.
Yeah, this is interesting. How we saw in TOS is very different to Enterprise. Enterprise is a weapon, so I guess I'll use that. This is a famous picture, but I guess that is the equivalent. But yeah, if you can surround a ship and then crush it, very similar to Resident Evil when the laser web goes through you. You know, very effective. And if the web is front or inner facing energy can absorb weapons. And any weapon, quote unquote, then it becomes insanely powerful, right? And obviously, in the episode again, it activated very quickly, so you need lots of ships, and you can destroy it as well quickly. But it's very devastating in certain circumstances.
Yes.
But
thing is, everything C and below in our list, I feel, are just conventional weapons, just designed by a different race or species. They don't feel super. So I wouldn't classify them personally as super weapons.
Would you say fancy weapons?
I wouldn't say fancy. I'd say specialized weapons.
Okay. Well, yeah.
But they feel very conventional. They don't feel super-y enough to me. Like the first one in S. Yeah, yes. I get it. Doomsday Machine, designed to destroy the planet of your enemies. That's pretty super.
Yeah, just a bit.
So yeah, this one I'd probably give a C just for its versatility. I've seen it used in multiple different ways, and like I said, Starfleet battles, there's a lot of creative ways to use them, but they take time to build, and that could be a problem. So
yeah, I was vibing D because they're too specialized.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it a super weapon if it's really only useful against stationary targets or space stations? No, right? That's too specific. Like the NX-01 mirror was cloaked and low power and hiding, and the Connie just was staying still. These are very unique. So I would say D because I think it's.
Okay. I'm fair with that.
If you could, if you could use it as a net gun, think the what's it called? The Fifth Element gun, right? Where net launcher. So if you could shoot a torpedo, which activated a web, and it formed fully around a ship, and it could be launched quickly and extended quickly, and then and that process took under 30 seconds, then it's really amazing, right? A web torpedo. But that's not what it is, right?
Yeah, well, that's like in Starfleet battles. There's multiple modes for it. Like that's one of the globule ones.
Yeah, there you go.
Hit a ship and expand around a certain part of the ship and just crush it.
Yeah. See, that's super-y-ish, or at least very specialized. But yeah, great idea though. A huge variety here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, a lot of difference between the S, the B, the C, and the D. A lot of difference so far.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Cool. I like it.
All right. Olivia again, $5 for Raj, the Infinity Stones, Avengers.
And I've done
you
a slight help here, Stuart, with the
yeah. The stones themselves aren't the weapon, it's the gauntlet that was designed to incorporate and link all their power together. And yes, this is absolutely a goddamn super weapon. because just a snap of the fingers, whatever you wish or visualize can come true, which includes wiping out 50% of the population of the universe. So, yes, and also the ability to, or the other thing I like to think about with super weapons is that they're not easily usable. Like, it takes a long time to recharge, or it takes a long time to be constructed.
I'm still here, guys. Don't worry. Hope Stuart is okay. Oh, you can still be. Yeah. Where is he? Oh. Well, I'm still here. Yeah, you guys do put in non-Trek. A lot of Trek are here. We do encourage. I mean, obviously Stuart won't know all the non-Trek, but you know we encourage. I mean, certainly Stargate. I've seen Stargate, Star Wars, Battlestar, Firefly, Transformers, even. You know, some fun stuff like that. I mean, guys, there's definitely some Transformers ones that you guys know. Would love to see. Would love to see. He has disappeared. We'll wait for him to pop back in if he can, which I'm sure he can at some point. And I'm doing more ChatGPT art in the meantime. Internet went out due to the thunderstorm. Right, good. Yay. Let's do. Let's see what happens there.
No, sorry, internet went out.
That's okay.
As I was saying, you have to go around and collect all the Infinity Stones, which in and of itself is very difficult considering how far apart they are, how, you know, what, like the Soul Stone, for example, the sacrifices you have to make to get it. So that is an absolute super weapon, because it's one that you have to have a strong desire to use, and yeah, it makes it super because it's not like something that everybody could just one day go, oh, okay, I want to do this thing, just throw this on, snap, 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 snap. You know?
Yeah.
Plus, it also drains a lot from its user. It would have drained a lot of strength from Thanos, or did drain a lot of strength, and it also killed Tony Stark. So the power used to operate it and the results of that, I think, also are something that I really consider when we talk about power consumption and like just the ability to use this weapon, right? So,
well, not just that. This is obviously I took it as the summary picture, but it's also 5 individual super weapons.
Oh yeah.
Right. I mean, and you guys are welcome to put them in. Like the Time Stone by itself, being able to go up to somebody, reset time, or go forward, backward, make them see anything, make them disintegrate. Like each one is a super weapon, and together they're a super weapon, which is ironic because they're actually less capable in the sense of now it's a gauntlet, but it's the fact that he can mentally use all 5 in any, or 6 in any combination. It's the unified nature of, you know, this is meant to be the universe blown up into pieces now to stones. This is like using the universe's worth of power in a hand. And just like Green Lantern's ability set, it's up to the imagination of the user. He could do so much more than what he did.
Use it for good as well, which kind of negates the fact of it being a weapon, right? So. Well,
sure. But yeah, I mean, and certainly S. I mean, you could snap. I mean, snap's a silly way of saying it, but just he did that because it's a fun, simple visual for who wants to get behind. But he could just wave his hand and ghost a planet in 1 second, and it that probably wouldn't even hurt very much at all, right? Because it's a small thing. Or undo, or murder someone, go back in time, whatever. So yeah, definitely. Each one might also be nearer the S as well. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, ouch.
Yeah, that was a good call out for sure.
Brilliant.
Okay. Spino Breaker, $2 Australian. The Halo Network for galaxy-wide destruction. Which image is that?
Done them in order, Stuart, at the top, so you've got all nicely in order. Yes, the Halo rings. Spoilers, of course. Halo. I'll try and be minimally spoilery, but I'll be minimally. Some bad things happen in the galaxy. There was an alien race that we don't want to keep going because it's bad for everybody, and so the only way to win was to kill everyone in the universe or the galaxy.
Everyone.
Yeah, but it's fine. We'll reseed them, and in the millennia they'll come back. But we've got to kill everybody. So they built these rings at various points. Each one made a vroom and kills all life. And importantly, actually almost more importantly, all life for the thing to feed on, because it was about the fact that it would kill all of us so the thing can spread. So it's galaxy life destroying in one button. Yeah.
So that's an S.
Yeah, that's an S. They can't do much more besides that, but that's what they're meant for. And even one obviously is very powerful, but he to the network. So yeah, I mean it's wonderful technology, and a lot of kablooey.
Kablooey. All right. Sessiguru $2,010.
Oh.
Stargate SG1, the Sangrel, and the Ark of Truth.
Oh, you put into okay. Cool.
Sangrel.
It's actually technically just the red thing at the top, but
Yeah.
So that is a device that just kills subspace. Basically, like, if I recall, it nullifies the energy of subspace. And if you're an advanced alien race that only lives in subspace, then using so would then cease your energy because it negates it, which is killing, right? So so it's very specialist. But if you're trying to kill an alien race that's so advanced they can do anything, nullifying their spatial matter in subspace,
Because it's so specialized, would it qualify as an A slot instead of S?
I mean, it's a genocide weapon for one race. Well, for like two races. Yeah, I mean, probably that's just the use case. You could probably modify it to affect another layer of subspace and therefore do something else. Probably. But yeah, I think it's super, but really specific. Yeah, that's a really hard one to... those that know, I'd love to know people's opinions in the chat. S, A or B, because it is super, and yet. That's a great point. What do you guys think? And I'll tell you about this...
I was going to say, so S, A, or B, guys, let us know in the chat where to put this, because,
A nice one to bring up, and I do love me some Stargate, as you all know. And while you guys vote on the, what's it called again? The
Sangrel?
Sangrel. Yeah, Sangrel. So that's no S, A, or B. The second one, the Ark of Truth, is very different. This was an ancient tech. It's basically ethical mind control, if there is such a thing. It was designed to convince via technology. Okay, so this alien race, if they are powered by energy is created by prayer, and you can turn all of the praying people against you, your energy source goes to zero, right? And if it's a false thing they believe, then convincing them via technology that's wrong solves the problem, right? But of course, if you use this device to put a wrong idea in someone's brain, then bam, it's a super weapon, right? So it is a mind control device that can convince anyone in a local radius of an idea, and they believe it, using good for this, but really it's quite horrific when you think about it. Your thoughts on such a device?
Yeah, if it's used, it can be used in a multitude of oh my god, it can be used in a lot of different ways. What I'm trying to say, my god, I can't even speak. It's like the Infinity Stones in the Gauntlet. Honestly, it depends on the intentions of the user. Does it have any detriments? Like, does it draw power from anything? I can't recall.
A lovely battery. It's such a last minute device that it's basically perfect.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like it's meant to be the end all be all kind of thing. It's a conceptual super weapon, right? I love the guys who put these in. These are not beam weapons.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting idea because it is super and it is a weapon and it's horrible. But is there a but, right?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying S for this first one, the Sangreal, and I agree because it can take out whole layers of like reality, I guess. So we'll put that at S.
See, I'm still A-ing because I think you're so right. I think the difference, because look at everything in S, right? The matter of the galaxy, any matter in the galaxy, all matter in the galaxy, and then one layer of subspace.
Yeah.
At a time, it's got. I got over all that. Even though I love Stargate, there is such a line of power. Yeah, it's yeah. Sorry, sorry, override. Sorry.
No, that was my original argument. Like it's so specialized.
No, you told me. Yeah. It is amazing though, in a horrible way.
For the Ark of Truth, I would say.
I know. I got a gut reaction. Do I say on 3?
Sure.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. B.
A.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to give it S. I thought A was good because you can make anybody think and think any way. Why do you say B though?
Because they've got to be there with you in the room. And it might only have the vicinity of, say, a town. It's not designed to change a planet, and you can blow it up by just shooting it. So it's amazing technology, but it's such a use case. I think part of the logic as well in the universe was if you connect it with a prior, who are the people who put the information out there, that also transmits across their brain waves. And it's like it's amazing but super specialized. So I was going to go B because it is super, it's a weapon, but it's a very much a use case.
Yeah, you have to get it to the person or get the person to you.
Yeah. Or just go to a random planet and infect everybody to think the same. That's also amazing, but that you've got to get there and do the thing, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that limits
but then even we both pooed and loved the EMP, but that can blow up potentially 4 ships of air, and this you need somebody like, what's more devastating, the potential death or the potential mind messing up and convincing, right? Or should it be a C because of that logic? I know, it's a great debate. I like this.
I'd probably put a B. Let's put a B for now.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty powerful. Let's be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we never got a sense of its range, which would be, if you just like expand the energy field. Yeah, I don't know.
Spinal Breaker, $2 Australian. Assurans from Stargate Atlantis are technically a super weapon.
Human form replicators. They are microbots that were formed and evolved into people, but basically just liquid terminators, but more advanced because they've got the computing capacity of God knows how powerful. They can become single bots. They can infect people. They can connect to machines. They can punch you. They can take bullets. They can float in space. They can die in D in space, but they'll survive, just not actively. Yeah, I mean, they're just souped up T-1000s.
Can they co-opt your technology? Can they assimilate things like the Borg, or?
No, but they could easily put one of their microbots inside that gun. It will then be in the gun. They can control it remotely and then destroy it, do something to the gun. That's such not something you see them do. But yeah, I think just because they are a super weapon in the universe. They are 100% classed that because originally just the bot, the idea of the self-replicating bot is incredible. The fact that they themselves want to recreate their creators is what makes it interesting. But yeah, you beam him. You know who the Wraith are from Stargate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can't feed on them, and you can't really shoot them or hit or punch them. So one walks into a Wraith ship, just kills everything, snaps their necks, can't do anything, corrupts the computer, blows it up. It's it's a T-1000, but with all the intelligence of as much as you want. So it's a while still being technically just a little microbot, right? It's like a nanoprobe, just more advanced.
Do they think individually?
Yep.
Are they controlled by a hive mind?
They're entirely individual, but they have a shared network of brain path, but they're all individual people as well. They can be overrode, but they're also all individual. With their own thoughts, feelings, emotions. Yeah, that's the shocking thing. They became basically as good as we are, but they don't age. They're super smart. They can access any information, have it all stored in their brain. They can trap you in mind prisons that are absolutely horrible. It's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you decide where to place these guys. But
yeah, my guts is A, because the use cases for them is extraordinary. Even if you don't really see it in the show, because that's not really how they're presented. But that was the pitch, because you literally see a briefing about them, and it's like, oh no. And technically, if I recall, Spino, if you're still here, I think they also can form ships which look like other ships, because they are all just robots, so they can actually become a ship that you know. So in theory they could recreate the Doomsday Machine in their own microbot image and it'd be better. In theory. But in the show they used real materials because it was easier? I don't know. That was a whole thing.
okay, so yeah, go with A for now. And by the way, guys, if you guys disagree with any of these and you feel very strongly about it, you can move them. It's $5 per tier if you want to bump them up or down. I know a lot of people kind of have opinions about this kind of stuff, so by all means, move things as you feel you need to, if you want to. But yeah, Sussy Guru 2005, €5. The Krenim Time Ship. Indeed. Yeah, this I would say is a super weapon, considering you can wipe out entire civilizations from existence or ever evolving, changing a quadrant of space based on a single change to the timeline. Yeah, I would absolutely say this is a super weapon. Yeah.
And what a great shot back in 1996, you know, whatever.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of these depends on who created them and who's using them. Like, some devices are meant specifically for destruction, like the Death Star.
Yeah.
You can't do anything good with that necessarily.
Well, you could probably repopulate a planet, as in like take like 800,000 civilians aboard, right? It's big.
Yeah, but the weapon itself.
Oh god, yeah.
It can't be used for anything good.
Restart a star.
Time manipulation could be.
Sure. No, you're right. It's a tool. Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, maybe in theory he could shoot at a planet and have the planetary the way the life changes so that it could be a green planet, right? You can terraform planets. Who knows?
yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a super weapon inside a very conventional ship, which gets killed very easily because that's its thing. But also inventing time shields. We talk about defense being part of a super weapon. I mean, is that not in a sense more impenetrable than the armor of the Doomsday Machine? The thing that can literally stop it from being changed, from timeline change. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, they not just kill your enemy, they stop them from existing, which also changes and kills and undoes and brings back to life trillions of other people, because every event has a wide-ranging
cause and effect, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's an amazing ability, and it's more graphic than like the Relativity, where they're doing pinpoint scalpel things. Well, this is calculated. Just the first visual, which is this, where it comes in and shoots the planet, and everything just changes. It's insane. And you compare this to, like, you know, going against a Death Star. One hit, bam, Death Star's now a plant pot. Right? Yeah. But is it S level? Because it's not galaxy wide. It has a limited range, which kind of breaks the idea of time as well. Because like
a lot of these aren't galaxy wide, so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But S's are kind of are so far. That's the distinction, right? S's have been properly galaxy wide killing. And I don't imagine that this could be used to kill a galaxy or a quadrant either, because you wouldn't be able to change one planet to kill everyone else. So to be planet by planet, so it's planet killer level.
Theoretically, you could go back to the Big Bang and prevent it from happening, which means none of the galaxies would be formed.
How? What?
Don't
It's not a time travel device, Stuart. It just changes time.
It's true.
I would go A just for pure
Yeah.
one-hit power, but I think it's definitely a significant chunk off S. Just for scale and scope. But it's one of those like unethically amazing weapons.
Yeah, I think that's an absolutely fair assessment. Let's see what we're going. We got 32 likes, which is fantastic. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's try to get up to 50. Go vote on the poll.
It's very important,
guys. It is important. We currently have 49 votes. We should disclose that.
Okay, who wins?
Death Star 2 wins with 61%. What's the biggest super weapon? Dun, dun, dun.
Do you know why I did this?
No.
We strive so often for 100% poll, and one person does the reverse. I thought this would be 100% poll, Stuart, because it's in the name. What's the biggest super weapon? Who voted Death Star 1? It's the smallest super weapon!
But it was completed and actually did shit. All
don't-
Death Star 2 did was fire at a one colonized cruiser and destroy it, and it wasn't completed.
Yeah, but I don't get it. I don't get it. I wanted 100% and I got bloody 60. What? I got. Ridiculous.
Yes, you are.
Hey.
Next up, we got Dan Ben, 2 pounds, the Nova bomb from Andromeda. Which looks like a, space capsule from Enterprise, but that's okay. Don't know anything about it, so
It makes suns go supernova.
that's... Is it a one-time use only?
Yep, it's a bomb.
Cool. Can they make more?
Yep.
Oh, well then yeah, that's
Standard issue bomb they can make. I mean, obviously, specialist standard issue, but yeah. It's a bomb.
probably an S tier then, so...
Well, I mean, it's just, what can stars really do, though?
Well, stars are the homes of planets. Planets are the homes of civilizations. You destroy the sun, the planet's gonna die, so is the civilization.
Now, in fairness to the bullshit of the sci-fi bullshit, huge difference between a star going exploding nova in any episode of Star Trek versus 2009, because that star killed most of the Roman Empire somehow. So that one's a really bad supernova.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Yes. A normal supernova would kill the planet, the sun, what's near it, and then...
Planetary system. Yeah.
That's it.
That's pretty fucking devastating, though, to call a planet.
Yeah, but only that one planet, So I don't think it's galaxy-wide, it's not time-changing. Everything in S is galaxy-wide. This is singular use, singular whatever.
Yeah, sure, we'll put it at A, but I still think being able to destroy any sun, so you can go to the home system of your enemy and destroy their entire system.
100%.
Pretty devastating.
I agree, but Thanos could snap every planet. That's what the difference is stark. But yeah, I think A is definitely fair.
Yeah.
Especially if they're that makeable.
Yeah.
And can you
I
imagine?
got 15. I got 15 in my cargo hold, man. Like, we're good.
Jesus. I can imagine if you did like a simultaneous time strike on like 20 stars around, like not even to hit your target, to hit 20 suns around them. As like shows you can't see, I know, but like a ring around, and they're like, "Sir, Star 177 has been destroyed." It's like, what's the only thing they have in common? We're in the middle of it. Well, I guess we're the real target. Crap. Yeah. Cool. Easy. Powerful bomb. Nice.
Olivia, $5. The thing from the first episode of Orville. The thing that you put something in the beam and it ages 100 years, of course. Hundreds of years. Yeah, it's just a time manipulation beam. I wouldn't call it a super weapon because of its scale, but I mean, if you ramped up the size of it and had the ability to carry it places, Is this the banana beam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also the one that got Kelly back in time. Yeah. They brought it back. I mean, it's just a time. It's just a time dilation device, right? There's nothing particularly special about it. There's loads in sci-fi, and I don't know how its use case would be around that. I don't think you could necessarily like pulse as through a deflector it, but by the same token, they did use it for time travel. They did use it to move things forward in time, so it's more than just that. But it's a kind of a comedy weapon, right? It's hard to judge for me, this one.
We now have no right to ever fear the banana. Time dilation device. As it sits for its size and scale, I mean, it can be dangerous, but I want to say maybe C.
Yeah, I was thinking low B. Because it could be very powerful.
The technology is dangerous if you upscaled it, for sure.
Well, it's like they credit them on a lot less speed, but it is a lot more dangerous than C. You know, I would say, even if it's
yeah, okay.
So, yeah, it's similar to the Ark of Truth, just specialised and ultra dangerous. I would say B is a pretty fair shout, because especially if as with the Stargate episode, if it could create a time dilation field around you and make you live, 1 minute for every there's things you could do with it with that simple technology that would be very effective. So
yeah. Olivia, $5. Cardassian ATR 4107, nicknamed Dreadnought Voyager. Yes, this is just a huge cruise missile, essentially. Can devastate a planet and take out any ships approaching it, protect itself. So it's essentially a cruise missile that can destroy planets,
but not suns. It takes it down a notch.
Yeah, it's programmable to the point where it focuses on its mission but that's it. It just does what it needs to do to complete the mission. See, for me, this is probably.
And when we confirmed it was it could kill a planet, or was it going to kill basically a planet, but not actually kill the planet?
I don't think it would kill the planet. I think it could kill a large area of the planet. I think there were multiple ones of these that were on the original mission.
Yeah.
This one didn't get the message to deactivate.
Yeah.
And it was going to destroy a colony or something.
Yes, I would have said C because it feels more powerful than D's.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a big bomb. Yeah.
Yep. With intelligence, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adaptability.
Would have been nice to have seen it again, and not be a mucky stolen version.
They actually have them in one of the modded versions of our modded suit.
Oh, I know. It's great. I approve. And no Fs. Are we gonna get entirely un-F'd live?
We might not get F today.
I know. New time for everything.
All right, Dan Ben, £2. Babylon 5, Vorlon Planet Killer. The name says it all. I mean, it's a planet killer, right?
Yes.
Pretty cool, actually. What's the size of this thing? Like, is it
really freaking big?
Death Star size?
No. Just probably looking not quite, but comparatively Snoke's Star Destroyer, maybe half that size. Comparative to the fleet. So like not literally that big, but that compared, as you can see in the shot, like really big, dwarfing anything else, but certainly not like planet-sized. And yeah, it just kabloo, kind of the same logic to one of the other things. If we kill a planet of people, they can't turn and work for the baddie. Because the baddie's too hard to kill. Let's kill all the people the baddie needs to serve.
So B then, just on the level of Doomsday Machine, essentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, but of course, Doomsday Machine is a dumb single, point fire. This is an entire spaceship, which can travel much faster. It's got other weapons. So yeah, it's way more powerful than Doomsday, but that's because it's a fully fleshed out ship. So how's that? But does it get into A? No, I'd say it's very high B.
Yeah, I was just thinking, compared to being able to destroy a whole system or like a subspace, anything in subspace, I think this is a little lower than that, tier-wise.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised this thing could beam weapon a star, but you're looking at an enormously big ship to do it. That's a tiny bomb. The tech in that is astounding. The fact they can survive the energy of a bomb, of a sun. So, like, technology scale, as the advancement is going to play a part as well. Yeah, pretty interesting.
Alright. Olivia at $5, the photonic cannon, Star Trek Voyager. Photonic cannon that doesn't exist.
It's all fiction, Stuart. It's all fiction.
Yep. Photonic cannon, I would probably put it at C tier. Again, we're not quite sure what it's capable of, but I think it's better than a phaser lance, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
I mean, it might even still be D, honestly, because it's just a conventional weapon.
Well, I mean, we never get a sense of what it can do.
No, I know.
I mean, tendril lightning, as we can see at Borg's Hill, was great to see, and that is quite a cool thing to be able to do. But no, it's got to be a C. Yeah, because the way it's spidering out. Because spheres are big, so the bomb radius of Dreadnought is the size of a sphere. That's still pretty big, but it's tendriling, and it's certainly bigger than the EMP radius, and that's yeah. Okay, there we go. Excellent.
Okay. Gastro 1980, $5. Picard Season 1, Hippie Android Planet Defense Flower Power.
Thanks for that. Appreciate you.
Not really explained how or what the fuck these are, but they like suction cup themselves to the corner of a Borg cube and can take it down.
A fleet of them, in fairness.
Sure, yeah. I'm just gonna like truncate this picture a bit so we get a little more focused. Yeah, that's again. I think it's more like a conventional weapon. I can't see it being. I would never consider this a super weapon. Honestly, it's just it's a device. It's like a missile. It's designed for one purpose: to bring down ships, essentially that are orbiting your planet. Maybe I don't even know if are they organic. I don't know if they're organic because they're.
Yep.
I don't know.
They were made by the people on the planet. They're grown.
It's just stupid. Okay.
Designed and grown and then launched.
Is this an F?
Well,
no, it takes down a whole ship. So.
The problem is that Picard Season 1's trash, so it's kind of hard to judge. Because as we see in the episode, you just shoot through them and you rip their wings to shreds. Like you kill them. It's not that difficult. But yeah, they're huge, so the scale of the ship they can get is huge. So they can easily grab an Enterprise E, disable its power, bring it down easily. Right, that's what it's designed to do, and nothing could take out a Borg cube, which is astounding. But it was also damaged and not very capable. But they're also ripped shreds by an alien fleet very easily, right? So they're both super weak, but also super capable. But it is kind of Thorny Web, right? In certain circumstances, it would be incredible. So I would say D, because there is the fact they could like organically EMP a ship. We think, despite not really knowing what the fuck they were. And they were grown and flying up to orbit somehow,
And yeah, they're destroyed easily, but they're also, you get overwhelmed by numbers of them, so it's kind of hard to take them all out. Yeah.
Yep, that's a really tricky one. Well done.
I think you might have been going for an F there, but all right, Prince Al-Orion, 35 star. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Not as impressive as Halo's, but a bit more quote-unquote realistic. Ender's Game molecular detachment device, aka the Little Doctor.
Have you seen Ender's Game?
Nope.
Oh shit! I just saw it in the cinema, having not read the book or any of them, so entirely having it based on what we saw. How to summarize it? Basically, it kills life. And
okay. As most weapons do.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I've watched the film once, and it's both memorable and unmemorable at the exact same time. It's very confusing, but that's okay. Apparently in the film it took 70 billion to make. Wow, okay. So it's two laser beams, as you can see, which create a web of electricity, like strands, which tore the enemy fleet apart by its molecules. And when it was used against the home world, it creates a massive wave of destruction. So there's a fleet killing, I guess, just a molecular energy wave, and also a planet killer. So it's definitely Death Star level, and it's just a big long ship that has it. It's just a big two lasers that are very much indie, right? Like it's just a big kind of thing. But made by not very advanced people, really, in the grand scheme. So it's very, very advanced for the era.
So probably be on the same tier as B, with planet destroying capability. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely outdoes. Yeah, it's tricky because it's a classic WMD. But the fact they can spiderweb, so yeah, it's definitely on the B level. Yeah, we can't get to A, and it's yeah, so it's definitely a B.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hit the like button, guys. 37 likes, which is great. Go vote on the poll. We have 31 votes currently. What's more powerful? A super weapon, Quantum Time Ship, or Death Star 1? Go vote if you haven't. Hit that like button if you haven't. Sergeant Montgomery, $5. Simple snap of a certain cue. Well, he's an omnipotent being. See, this is not a super weapon. Yes, the ability of an omnipotent being to just snap things in and out of existence, yeah, that's pretty powerful, but it depends on the super being. Plus, it can all be reversed with another Q decides to reverse it. I would think this is not applicable, honestly, and should probably go in the NA slot because...
Well, he's capable of so much, though.
It's capable of absolutely anything you can imagine. So... But it's not he's not a super weapon. He's an omnipotent being. That's not applicable to this discussion, I don't think. Change my mind.
Yeah, it's tricky because he's a sentient bomb in a sense, like the moment is, but also he's an alien. Yeah, I think Stuart, in this one case, it's got to be NA. We're doing a broad spectrum, and I think he. Because he could kill the universe, or not, as such, right?
And then change his mind and bring it back.
Better than ever, with 5 more palm trees, right?
Like, the Infinity Gauntlet is a device that can be used by anybody.
Well, no, only a few people, but
sure, but
more than one. Yeah.
It's not an innate ability of a living, quote unquote, living being.
No, I think NA. I think NA is absolutely
not a device.
Fair. Yeah,
it's not a device. Fair. Like the Guardian of Forever is a device that could be. We could categorize that
Sure.
on this list, but
But hold
a
the
few
phone.
can't be. I'm sorry.
It's not an innate ability of a living, quote unquote, living
Um,
being.
Powerful, absolutely, but yeah, no. Spinal Breaker,
But it looks like
$2 Australian. Wormhole weapon from Farscape.
Because he
So it's a
could
weapon
kill
that
the
creates
unit.
wormholes, I would assume.
Yeah, this is great in the film. It's so well miniseries. It's so wonderfully harrowing.
Uh-huh.
Well, have you? I assume you haven't seen Farscape.
No,
Okay.
I have not.
So this is the
Sorry.
that's fine. An interpretation of where you could go with this, and it is sort of a spoiler for the end, but I'll give it broad strokes. A black hole, a wormhole, is just something that sucks matter. Wormhole between two places, a black hole to nothing, and this thing creates a micro black hole wormhole, which just as it eats the matter around it gets bigger, and in theory it will get as big as anything. So this will, in time, kill everything everywhere, and it's an amazing part of the film because it's just slow burn as the scenes progress, and it becomes this all-encompassing. Do you just kill us all? Maybe.
Yeah.
It's
S tier.
but it is still localized, but it can kill everything. Yeah, that's interesting. It's ah. I mean, it's definitely A by absolute mile, but it is localized. But I guess in theory he could make several of them because all he needs to do is fire a beam. Maybe Kids Break. Yeah, I think it's got to be S. I think this has got to be.
It keeps growing as well. Like,
Yeah, you could make 4 or 5 of these, and it has the gravity of a black hole, so right. It's
yeah.
not a passive thing. It's everything around it. Yeah. Wow. Nice. Very nice.
And Sergeant Montgomery's all bent out of shape, saying that the snap is the weapon, not Q. Yeah, but no one else can use the snap unless they become a Q, which is an omnipotent being. So it depends on the being itself. It's not a weapon. I'm sorry. It doesn't classify as a weapon. There's no
Well,
definition you can say that that's a weapon.
yeah, and also it's the greatest life giver as well.
Exactly.
It creates a mate for Worf. So it's we know what you mean, but also it's so everything. It can't be anything.
Yeah. Because it would be it would be triple, quadruple S tier because it's more powerful than anything on here. Power of creation or destruction. It's anyway. Let's see. Sessiguru 2000, $5. The Faro Plague from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, I missed that. I know what it was.
I don't either.
You can research that one, talk about it while I do the next couple because we've been inundated with things. So I have no idea. I'll find the picture, but you tell us. You tell us about it.
Ooh. All right, let's see what it says here. It is also referred to as a Pharaoh Swarm, was the name given to a rogue swarm of chariot war machines that caused the extinction of all life on Earth in Horizon Zero Dawn in the mid-21st century. It was known as the Time of Ashes by the people of the 31st century. Looks like there's a few metallic creature-like things. Yeah. So it's basically just a plague of robotic machines, I guess. Which look very similar to the tentacles that you see at the end of the card. So, ooh,
Wait, it's connected. Are you finally made it make sense?
maybe that was the Pharaoh plague coming through. Yeah.
In this one case, I'm gonna have to NA it because I have nothing to say, and even just yeah. But you read it. You can give me some thoughts, but I'm gonna have to NA it because on a few times like I just don't even have any real context for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't either. So, I mean, it looks impressive, looks cool, it does sound very impressive with being able to wipe out, you know, um, cause extinction on Earth. But it seems almost like a Skynet is responsible for this one. Just wipe out the humans. Yeah, I'm gonna NA it as well, just because I just honestly don't know what to say beyond that.
Excellent. Well, Q has got good company, or this has got good company. One of the two.
Yeah. Susigura 2000, €5.
Thank you.
Crownum ship could erase the progenitor homeworld, thus erasing every humanoid species in the galaxy. I vote for motion 2S. It could do that, but they didn't know about the progenitors, so. But we'll bump it up, and I don't have my little arrows.
Oh yeah, true. And also, where was the homeworld? We have to find. We don't even know where it was.
No. But you did pay the $5 to move it up a tier, so there you go.
Oh, well, that's actually interesting. Can they do that?
I would assume so, if they destroyed it early enough in its timeline.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, the beam affects the planet at the present, which then affects how it used to be. Okay. Okay, so it's a ripple of the... Okay.
Yeah, because the beam is not confined to our time.
Is it not? No, because hold on.
I don't think so.
No, because hold on. I'm trying to work out, because it's not a time-traveling beam. It's a time change. No, I don't think it's worked. It's a time-changing beam. So you could change in the show. It fires at a planet, and it says the planet is now this race is killed from time, and it kills the planet now, which in ripples. It doesn't actually kill them in the past. It just changes time. So I don't know. Because the beam doesn't go through time. But it can alter something so that a new reality is created where the thing that is now is removed. Because it erases things and recreates things now.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. I always assumed that the time beam, when you shot it at a planet, it was temporally different from the present time, shielded like the ship. So if you want to wipe out humans, you go back and wipe out the Neanderthals or, whatever. Anyway, he paid to have it.
Yeah.
So it's up a tier.
That's just interesting.
Yeah.
It makes us think.
And Sergeant Montgomery says, but no one can operate the gauntlet without a snap. You can operate the gauntlet any way you want.
Absolutely.
The snap is just for dramatic effect. You could wave your hand, give somebody the finger.
Yeah, and every single stone works irrespective. He undoes time with Jarvis, man. He punches Doctor Strange, Doctor Evil, Captain Marvel. I mean, before he had them all, he was able to make Star-Lord think Gamora died. Every single stone is accessible. It's just the combined.
Yeah.
That he goes ultra powerful. Yeah. Plus, narrative conceits, right?
Yes. Let's see. Olivia, $5. Red Matter, Star Trek 2009. One drop can annihilate a planet if you can get it down to its core and just create a black hole. So that's pretty powerful stuff. Got a whole freaking sphere of it here. So, yeah, red matter is quite devastating. But what happens to the black hole after the planet's destroyed? Does it just stay the size of the planet? Does it keep growing? Not quite sure on that one. But yeah, red matter is absolutely a good call out for a weapon. But you need the delivery method of getting it to the planet's core, essentially. So they needed the drill. Why was there so much aboard the jellyfish, by the way? That seems excessive. Yeah. I would probably give red matter an A tier just because it is kind of confined to destroying planets, at least the way we see it. Now, if the whole thing went off, that would be a different story. And you could probably use it on a more devastating level, but Let's
Well,
talk about the Hobus Supernova. That's a super weapon.
the thing is, though, Hey, Mark. Good to see you. Some great ideas. Watch us back. We have all the free time. This is basically the same wormhole weapon as the Farscape one, because the thing creates black holes. That's what kills the planet, right?
Yes.
So, and if one drop can make a black hole via a torpedo, fuck off with this amount of red matter, right? You could launch 45 red matter torpedoes every minute, and if you could make them warp torpedoes a la... I mean, that's not the literal of this device, right? But if you added it with the Dreadnought missile and just fire and then turn, cause a black hole near planets, it'll suck it in, or at least create a ridiculous thing that changes, like, it's a very, very powerful concept just to make black holes. But yeah, the fact they close is what's fascinating. Like you say, Vulcan is killed, and then it... Oh, I guess it's closed now? Well, that... So temp black hole is actually more cool, because then it's not gonna... It becomes a weapon versus a Nagasaki, right? The residual effects are lessened. But yeah, I mean, a drop can blow up any planet, and doesn't matter if it's inside. That was just for effect. It could be outside. It just takes longer. I mean, it's gonna be an A.
Yeah.
You could argue S, because literally one drop, and this is it wasn't presented like this rare mineral where we only have 4 drops. Now we got as much as we could possibly ever want to kill every star in the known Milky Way.
Exactly.
So brutally, it probably should be an S just for its potential, because it's... Oh, and I hate...
It's gonna be A. We're gonna keep it at A because of the way it's used.
Okay. Yeah, the ship's blown up, the thing goes up. And it itself has no defensive mechanism. It's just a puddle, right? It's just a puddle of very clever matter.
Jay Moore says, this list is making clear how silly OP super weapons are. It's amazing there are any planets or stars or time left in the universe.
Look, I haven't got time to talk about time.
You don't have the time? We don't have the time.
No time. But yes, the a bit silly. And that's great.
Susiguru 2000, or 5 pounds, sorry. The Crying Kelpian from Discovery. Not a super weapon. Fuck's sake.
Well, the process. Him doing his thing.
Yeah, but it was only active warp cores. It was active dilithium, whatever.
Okay, so he was fused with dilithium, basically, and he became interconnected. So when he screamed, his particulates overloaded all dilithium in the galaxy via subspace and caused all of it to shatter when there's energy going through it. So he is a super weapon. He did cause it, and he killed tens of trillions of people. He's the biggest mass murderer in Star Trek history.
He wasn't designed to be a super weapon.
No.
This follows under NA for me. This is with Q. The one-off instance. Come on.
I mean, obviously that is also fair, but it's an accidental super weapon, therefore not a super weapon.
Yeah. Act of nature. Act of God. I'm going to put him in NA because...
Okay. I see your point, but he has a super weapon level ability set.
Well, so does Q then. So Q can be brought back onto the board.
No, because he's God. This guy is just a guy that is living dilithium and charged by subspace.
He didn't know he could do it. He probably can't do it again.
I hope not.
So, no, he's not a super.
He could do it again, though. I bet he could do it again.
No, I don't think so.
Well, he could do something.
It was his location.
Oh no, no! Being there and being feeling, he could do something again. Probably not the same death as mum level, but he could definitely do something to dilithium.
That's exactly the thing. He was so devastated by his mom's death that's what caused this. Yeah. So again, probably not going to achieve that necessarily, unless he gets married and has kids, and his kids die. I don't know.
Season 6.
I think it's a silly conversation, and it should be in NA.
Okay, you've all been told. You have been told.
Gestrel 1980, $5. Star Trek Disco Season 3, the Sukal kid when he cries or has a tantrum and blows up the antimatter, ending all warp travel, causing the burn.
People
Already
need to read
discussed.
previous super chat, but thank you. Thanks so much.
Yes. Okay. Olivia, $5. Drones from the planet Artemid that were repurposed by Krall as a weapon. Star Trek Beyond deserves more for cutting off the neck. It deserves more for cutting off the neck of the Enterprise. Yeah, the drone swarm, which kind of makes me think of like the nano swarm that we read about from the Borg from the AI.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Literally a very devastating weapon. It's a cloud of drones that can slice through any starship that you'd like. Starbase, probably destroy planets with it if you focused it, cut right through the center of the planet. Yeah, and having the ability to control that, I think, is pretty powerful. So I would say that it's probably at least an A.
So this is it is the same thing as replicators, just on a non-macro
Yes.
level, but it's not smart. It's an drone system controlled by a central computer where Krall was using it, right?
Making it a weapon, very effective.
No, indeed. But without someone controlling it, it's not a weapon. It's just 50,000 spaceships that are quite powerful. So already it's not a weapon, it's a weapon system, which is fine, just whatever. And each individual ship is not that powerful. It's only the fact that they are individually robots. It is exactly the same as having in Star Wars a 10,000 droid controlled fighter army, right? And they just kamikaze you. It's the exact same concept without any difference. So it is amazing, but it's the definition of a standard weapon, which is a drone ship, but just made to be you can control 10,000, right?
Yeah, so I think it either falls in B or C category.
Yeah, I'm just clarifying how I see it.
Yeah.
I like your point about how it could do for a planet. That is interesting, but I don't think you could just build them quickly. So if you've only got 106,000 and it takes 50,000 to kill a planet, you could do it, but you basically ruined the armada factor, right? So it's very much designed for small engagements. And I don't think they have warp. I would be bloody shocked to have 10,000 of these. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's a planetary defense system, but used offensively, and that's why they had to put Starbase whatever next to the planet. So it's a defense system, really. So I would say
C.
what? What? Wait, do you go from a B to a D?
C, I
Yeah.
said.
Okay, yeah, I'd go C.
Jesus. No, I did
Well-
not go to D.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's great, but it's limited in range and use case.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess planet killing is kind of the where B becomes reflective, right? And then above planet killing is where we start to go above that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
All right. Prince Alorian, 35. Not sure the currency, but thank you. The molecular detachment device loosens the molecular bonds between atoms, atomizing small targets and planets into balls of their own periodic elements. Wow. For me, just from that description, I would think probably an A tier weapon.
Oh no, this
Breakdown
is the thing about this is the Ender's Game. He's going into it.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
this is the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And Sesigiru, 5 euros, yes. The Astrophasic engine from Stellaris. Once activated, it turns every star in the galaxy into, oh my god.
Into a what?
Into a black hole.
What?
People can read. Anyway. Yeah,
What?
that's an S for me. If every star in the galaxy turns into a black hole, that's absolutely devastating on a galactic scale. So
Yep.
it's just an S.
Galaxy ending. Because if you kill the sun, you kill the people on the planets that are near the sun. That's not a good thing to happen. Ha ha ha. Jesus.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How? Although that's the amount of space between those stars. I think stars are connected by something. Don't know.
Just every active fusion star in the
Uh,
galaxy is, I don't know, something about their, who knows? That's devastating though. Come on. Okay. Mark Lawrence, $5. Pop back in to add Mega Maid in honor of Spaceballs 2. Ah, yes, Mega Maid. Oops. Change that. There we go. Yes. She
Stuart,
can.
I'll let you on. I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Sure. This is just Spaceball 1, which transforms into Mega Maid, which was specifically designed to suck the air out of the planets. I can't remember the name of it right offhand, but it's got a shield to seal in all its fresh air. And we know the Spaceballs on their planet have devastated their atmosphere, so they have little cans of like fresh air that they huff on. But to steal it, Mega Maid was specifically designed to basically suck it all out into a giant vacuum cleaner. Um, Druidia, that's the name of the planet. Um, I mean, it's a one-purpose kind of purpose-built weapon. Not really a weapon. I mean, you're killing everybody on the planet by sucking their air. I don't know. It's just silly. It's not really a weapon, but it is. So, huh,
I'll let you pick. Oh, Stuart and
yeah,
Buddy Pal. I think that's the best option. Give me
I'm
your
gonna go
best
with
reaction as you're a serious chap.
C.
Okay.
C.
Okay.
Now, if Mega Man could kung fu fight and start chopping the planet up, you know, that might be something impressive. But I always thought the bag on the vacuum was a little small for all the air on that planet. But I don't think you're supposed to think too much about it. Moving on. Gustro 1980, $5. In all good things, the tachyon pulse beam from 3 ships in 3 timelines, causing all life to never begin. Is Picard the weapon since he ordered it? Uh, again, I don't know if this really classifies as a weapon, because it's a trick of Q. Well, not really, because it's an anti-time thing that goes backwards. More like a natural phenomenon that was enhanced by the addition of the beam from 3 different timelines, which again was kind of influenced by Q a little bit by throwing the card 3 times. So not really
Not a
a
weapon.
weapon.
Yeah, it's just a beam.
So it's F.
Yes.
Very specific set of circumstances had to happen for this to actually do its
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, you could probably make it a weapon in some variation. Yeah, sure. Random energy beam is therefore F. Huzzah! We did it!
Good job. And Q wasn't going to let that happen. Honestly, if Picard didn't smarten up, maybe he would have. I don't know, but
That's a very hard one to interpret. Those episodes,
yeah,
because in theory, yeah, he could just undo it. Because there's no threat, but there's a threat.
yeah. Just want to see how Picard thought. If you sort of think outside the human box thinking.
Yeah, sure.
Sasagura 2005 euros. And Project Sundial, as envisioned by the sick mind of Edward Teller.
And that's a real thing that I had to look up. Basically, a
Oh,
super nuke that makes nuclear winter, as well as being a big bomb. So it's basically just a giant nuke with fallouts being an important part of it.
so D? C?
D, yes, yeah, D, because there's phase lance wouldn't cause repercussions past its initial hit point. Yeah. D.
Is there a picture for it? Probably not.
Oh yeah, there was. I'll put it away.
So we're out of pictures right now. So,
Mm.
41 likes, which is fantastic. We're over 40. Can we hit 50 though? Hit that like button if you're just joining us. And yeah, feel free to super chat in with any weapons you might think of.
No
And
bloody
vote on
Death
the
Stars yet. There's 3 you can pick from. There's no Sun Killer. There's no the Star Killer for 40 kind of super weapon. No bloody Star Wars one. Is there any? Okay, there's one. There's an EMP thanks to Dan. You know? I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's Star Killer Base, there's Death Star 1, Death Star 2, there's a bunch.
Yeah. You know? I'm just saying. I was the impetus for this, and no one's even bloody well said the bloody death.
It's on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
You guys always avoid the pictures on the
You
thumbnail, which is
always just do.
ironic.
You're so mean to us. We prep, we think, and you ignore our ideas.
That's fair.
Terrible.
All right. Classic for real, $5.
Hello,
the
Classic.
anti-Borg the anti-Borg virus future Admiral Janeway uses to defeat the Borg. Pretty devastating to the Borg, yeah. Again, it's a very specific purpose-built virus, quote unquote, to destroy the Borg specifically. I kind of want to put it at sea, honestly, if I'm being fair.
Well, if I recall, what it actually does is it stops machines from communicating. Because the Borg are just a machine, right? So you got to break it down. It specifically stops the nanoprobes, the systems to communicate, and therefore how you can use it for other things. The replicators, it would also work, stopping their ability to communicate and kill them. Anything with a nanite-based structure. But the ship still worked, the weapons still worked. Like, they didn't kill the ship, it was just the stuff on the ship. So in theory, it would leave the ships unborgified, and you could then recover the ships. So against any synthetic life form, it probably Isaac, it would F up as well, right?
Possibly, yeah.
So it's a bioweapon for robots, synthetic life form. Would it kill Data? Does he have enough?
No, because he doesn't have any organic or elements. I think it's the communication between the artificial and the organic that really.
That's interesting.
I don't know.
The Borg don't do anything without their organic to. Huh. I guess C, because it's got a grander scale than a beam, even though it's super specific, because it probably could use more things. That's a really, once took it out of the ridiculousness, yeah, I guess C.
Yeah, I would say so.
If we sort of tweak the use case a little bit, which is fair.
Yes.
And then,
yeah.
No Death Star! But I asked the question, though, 45 minutes ago. What's more powerful as a super weapon, the Krenim time ship or Death Star 1? And Death Star 1 was winning for most of it, but with 44 votes. Krenim time ship wins at 40 or 59%. Death Star 1's 41%. Interesting.
All right.
Cool.
Classic for real, $5. The super weapon that defeated the whole Borg cube, not once but twice, and ultimately defeated the collective once and for all. Jean-Luc Picard's mind.
Yep. He ain't that super.
Nah.
I think it's just
The same thing we do with every classic super chat. Don't know what to say. Like F?
Oh no, NA for sure.
Perfect.
If Guy killing 10 trillion people isn't gonna get an F, then Picard isn't either. Right?
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
Now, boy, if you did ranked for people killed, characters have killed those people. Okay. So if that's worth doing, that'd be a
different metric, yeah.
Q, everybody, and nobody. What's
Well, you
Picard?
don't know because everything you winked out of existence never existed. So
Stuart, what's Q's body count? That's the thumbnail. Character's body count, but not what you think. Worth it just for that. This live. Dear me. Gotta say though, this has
Alright.
been an amazing variety, guys, and Stuart's lack of knowledge has not shown because we've
More than I anticipated.
yeah, I mean a lot of Trek, of course, but really brilliant variety here.
Yeah.
Properly spread board, and everything in C below is still valid, just as a clear delineation. Yeah, really interesting. Let's bring Farscape up because I really like, Farscape was brilliant and it's never included.
Yeah. Sean O'Sullivan, €2. Reality bomb from Doctor Who.
Yes.
Speaking of Stuart's knowledge base, a reality bomb, I don't understand. Destroys reality.
No, yes. For me personally, those two episodes are subpar and silly. So when Davros says, "A reality bomb," I'm like, you've already lost me in how silly the stuff is. I don't even remember what it does. Let me read, because it's just such a non-thing to me.
Yeah. Hit the like button, guys. We 8 more likes to get to 50. I think we can probably do it.
Okay, this bomb worked by cancelling out the electricity field holding atoms together. It was capable of wiping out the entire universe and all of creation, except for those within or near the crucible, fulfilling the Daleks' stated goal of wiping out all life in the universe many times over.
S.
And once penetrated the time rift, it would wipe out every parallel universe as well.
S.
Yeah, there you go. Which just kind of makes. I mean, I see now. I understand more why the Time Lords made their kill everything bomb, because Daleks did one first. Kind of. Jeez.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
And classic for real, $5. Even if it's an F, the tachyon beam incident proves John Delancey's Q is a legit super weapon. So get him out of NA tier. All right, we'll move into
okay.
F. Not a weapon. Don't know how many times I have to say it.
All right.
Prince Alhorian, 70 of that currency. Thank you so much. $10 or so by the looks of it. Okay, this is a real world idea used in Sins of the Solar Empire. The Kasaba Howitzer. It's a cannon that uses a 100 megaton nuke to drive a 100 metric ton osmium slug so hard it emulates the Dino Killer. Well, there's something like that in Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, with the rods from heaven that just slam into the earth with kinetic energy and create devastation.
Yeah, when you Google it, nothing really shows up. So this is the thing that kept showing up. I don't think it's the right thing, but like Google it, nothing comes up. So that's what we're gonna have to go. So I'll use your description.
So it would be like effectively as dangerous as like a lot of nuclear explosions over the planet, but these would be centralized in specific areas where they hit. So it would cause like, blocking out the sun, nuclear winter type vibes. The impact area would be devastated. So would the shock wave from it. So you need a lot to really take out an entire planet. You could probably cover the entire planet in darkness for a while and maybe kill a lot of the life forms. It would take quite a while though. But yeah, it's a more localized destruction of a planet. So yeah.
Yes. I say 100 megatons, quite a lot.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
So it definitely beats everything in D. because nowhere near those beams. I would certainly assume it outdoes Dreadnought. I think that's a tactical version. I don't think that's 100 megaton.
Yeah.
But I think it's not going to be anything near B, because B not just kills planets, it kills things around planets. So it still comfortably sits in C, I'd say. It's being a giant nuke. A giant nuke weapon. Yes.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Can we get one more cool one to end on? Just one more. And then we'll close out wonderfully on time. And again, you could put Death Star, or even a possible S. I'll look up the name there. Yeah, I really like this list.
Yeah. No shit. Very impressive. I didn't know what to expect for this one, so.
Me either, but I knew it could be cool, and you guys absolutely.
Yeah. We had 42 likes. Now we're at 40 likes. So somebody disliked one of our selections,
or
maybe.
Unliked it.
Yes.
That's subtly different.
Prince Alhorian again, 35. Thank you. Look up Navalith Cannon.
Right.
That's a Kasaba howitzer. That's what you said, though.
Okay, I found something slightly different. It looks more like a Sins of the Solar Empire thing. But thank you. I don't remember using that in the game. So that's what that... You know, which feels more like Sins, sort of a grey ship. Not particularly interesting, but, you know, so it's an old game at this point. That's okay. So yeah, swap out pictures if you could.
Mm-hmm.
And our last one has come in from You'll Never Guess.
Classic word fake.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Is it an anime thing?
Yes.
Yeah, of course it is.
I think he likes anime.
This is the last one, guys, because we do have to close out here in a few minutes. So, okay, Sean O'Sullivan's is the last one because it came in as I was saying that. So,
that's
Sean O'Sullivan's the last one. Calling it now. Just letting you guys know. Stop. All right. Classic for real. $5. Gundam colony ship. Just take a giant planet-killing asteroid and aim it at a planet. Bonus points if said asteroid is actually an inhabited enemy colony. Well, yeah. Sure. I mean, that would devastate a planet for sure and take out the colony as well. So, which picture should I use out of the two?
Oh, the blow happy one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because it's not a super weapon, even though it's just a big kinetic thing that hits in a way that kills like a dinosaur killing meteor, which is very efficient. Just hitting the planet kills things, and
if you can aim it at planets, though, that's pretty.
Well, it's a ship.
Pretty awesome.
It's a ship, isn't it? So
yeah.
Drops out. I assume it's a one use. The ship is now badly damaged. It can't be used again. So yeah, I mean, so it kills a lot of a planet. So I would say, see again. Yeah, I mean, if it is meteor level, dinosaur level event, and then on top of that you get an invasion force. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the final is an interesting one. We have to explain a little bit.
All right. And this is the final one. So
yes,
we got Sean O'Sullivan, €2, Stargate Destroyer Machine, Groundhog Day Thing, SG1.
Now he's confusing two different weapons. There's a Stargate Destroyer and then a Groundhog weapon, which are different things. This is specifically one of the things he's referring to. And I don't know why that picture's so terrible. Jesus Christ. So this thing, it's an ancient weapon that is, as you can see, a ring of pillars, and it fire. So in obviously the universe Stargate is designed. You dial a gate, the gate opens, you fire a beam, the beam then supercharges the gate with energy, the gate then explodes, and because the gate itself is a supercharger, its energy can build up and it will probably detonate and kill a large proportion of a planet. So it turns Stargates into giant weapons. So it is a super weapon.
Bombs?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you're going to make the planet uninhabitable. It does take a while, so it's not a quick weapon, but certainly you can kill effectively kill a planet while not literally killing a planet. Yeah. What do you think?
I seem to remember this a little bit. Yeah. A very interesting premise. It's basically forced like feedback damage to a planet.
Yep.
Because of the destruction of the
Yep. 100%.
gate. Um. You say it has to be aimed at a Stargate?
I mean, I assume it's just a beam, isn't it? So I'm sure you could aim it at something else and cause that to supercharge. It's just firing into a Stargate is how it's designed, and it supercharges a Stargate on the other side. It's kind of amazing it doesn't affect this Stargate, it just affects the other Stargate. But, you know, one at a time, but it will blow up a Stargate. So,
It'll
presumably
end up
other
destroying
things.
the planet.
I mean, not literally, but like if you bomb 30% of being, if you destroy 30% of a planet in a big giant, you know, sphere of explosion, you're probably going to destroy the ecosystem of the entire planet, right? It's that sort of destroyed planet.
So it's probably on par with C's?
I would say it's top end of C, but because it can't move, then it can also just dial a planet on the other side of the galaxy, so Doomsday couldn't get there. So it's right between. It's right between.
So very high C.
Yeah. And it's slow. Everything else in B is very instant, I would say. Yeah. Like top C. B minus C plus.
Perfect.
All right, beautiful. Good one.
All right. Well, thank you guys. This has been devastating.
Yes.
I guess. I don't know. Thank you. We appreciate you guys showing up and coming up with such great
Amazing.
ideas to talk about.
A lot of fun.
Maybe tomorrow we should do a versus of super weapon versus super weapon and see
Jesus.
who would come out on top.
Okay. And no one will bring up the Death Stars again. Huzzah! Yeah, sounds like fun.
All right. Well,
Beautiful.
join us tomorrow for if we do that idea.
Yeah, we'll see. You'll know. We'll know. You'll see.
Yeah. Sorry to everybody I annoyed by putting stuff in NA, but I mean, we had a discussion about it and we decided. So
yeah, great debates.
So, Sergeant Montgomery should be happy. Q got bumped to F, so
very nice.
He could absolutely be a quadruple S tier, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Join us tomorrow. Until next time, he's Commander Cocking.
He's Captain Foley. See you then.
See you guys later.
Bye, guys.